A school under a tree, lessons via radio, and a newspaper for and by kids. Welcome to Possibilities Infinite, the Ideas and Results episode for our challenge Education Without Screens. Our previous episodes, we mentioned some idea generation techniques that could be used for this challenge. In this episode, we explore how those techniques can be applied to generate new ideas and share some exemplary real life stories. Every year, a festival of the Lord Ganesha called Ganesh Utsav is celebrated in India. It is celebrated both at home and in public. In any given neighborhood, people of all ages come together to form a team of volunteers called a Ganesh Mandal. These volunteers make all the arrangements for the celebration, like getting donations, setting up the stage, getting the idol, arranging public participation, and eventual immersion of the idol. Can we use the idea generation technique of cross-pollination on to apply concept of Ganesh Mandal to schooling? Perhaps neighborhood classes can be held under a safe open space like under a tree or in the parking lot of an apartment building. Residents can volunteer to teach different subjects to the neighborhood kids. All participants can practice safe social distancing and joint learning. Here is a story from the Environmental Volunteers, a non-profit organization in the San Francisco Bay Area who work in the area of nature education. Their office, situated in the beautiful Palo Alto Baylands, needed to be closed to the public during this pandemic. So, last month, they held an open-air exhibition at the duck pond across the road. It was a great success. They are able to teach and engage visitors while maintaining safe social distancing. A small yellow fish in the deep blue waters of the Pacific Ocean is making its way towards a colorful coral reef, which is home to hundreds of small yellow fish like him. Did your mind just create a visual of a small yellow fish in blue waters? And even if you don't know what a coral reef is, you probably imagined the fish heading towards some colorful stone-like structure. This type of visualization is a power of our mind which we may not exercise if we only stick to education with screens. To exercise the technique of substitution, we replaced videos with audios and internet with radio. A friend of mine working with Calgary University was already teaching her students with audio lessons. And here is her story.
Hello, I'm Durga. I'm teaching online this semester. And since we are in the pandemic, most universities, including mine, have moved to online instruction. But I thought online need not mean catering to just one sense, that of vision. We see or look at screen 24/7, and I thought it was time to give that sense a break and to let the engines of mind churn further. For this, I give my students audio lectures or audio clips instead of video lessons. And I expect them to make mind maps based on the content. And because my lecture content allows me this luxury, let's say, I give them a theoretical concept in anthropological theory and ask them to make connections with myths, narratives, folklores, legends, and see the tangible connections that unfold in a societal setup. With this, I'm drawing on interdisciplinary approach that the students bring to the table based on their area of expertise or other courses that they might have taken in the university so far. And I think the implication of this format for an online course is twofold. One is to give rest to constantly busy eyes, and two is to help them see beyond just the course material. And that has been working very well so far.
When I was in 7th grade, Vivek Kaka and Vrinda Maushi came to our school and introduced the idea of a school magazine. It was named Swapnishala, which means the school of our dreams. This would be a magazine for and by the kids of the city. We formed an editorial team, a marketing team, a distribution team, and we wrote not just stories and poems, but also interviewed prominent personalities from the fields of literature, sports, industry, and education. It was quite a wow experience, and I was wondering if we can recreate this wow experience for the kids today. Interestingly, someone had similar ideas and started a newspaper for children during this ongoing coronavirus lockdown. The 4th issue of this newspaper was published in the month of June. The COVID-19 situation is tough and baffling for adults. Imagine what is happening in the minds of the children. This was the thought that intrigued Chris Colleen, a father of 2 and a journalist in San Francisco. So Chris came up with an idea that is not just fun, but it gives us a sneak peek into children's minds. He created a monthly digital newspaper called 6 Feet of Separation, a paper written by and for children. His young journalists write about the minutiae of their new realities like change in their breakfast routines, reflections of missing schools and friends, quarantine horoscopes, elaborate recipes, comics about crime-fighting superfish, classified tips for acquiring candies, etc., and thus exchange their thoughts and ideas. This newspaper is so well received that it also has a bunch of foreign correspondents. We can easily print the newspaper and give it to our kids to read. Whether it is neighborhood classes or audio lessons or a children's newspaper, none of these ideas would work without collaboration. So, can we connect with our neighbors and bring in some positive change in these difficult times? It is said that every dark cloud has a silver lining. And no matter how dark the situation, a silver lining always is our ability to think and believe in making things better. See you in the next season of Possibilities Infinite. Till then, stay safe, stay innovative. Thank you.